Hello everybody, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest, where as you can see right in front of your face, we are continuing our blind playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. That all kind of meshed together a little bit. So I thought I would start us on the title screen because we're in a new case now, and a lot of the, each case has, as far as I can tell, a couple of variants of title screens. But interestingly, this one seems to be going back to the very first one because it's a courtroom setting. We're in the courtroom. So, yeah. Just a little bit new item. I have not looked at any of that extra stuff. I would like to, but I think I'll kind of save that for closer to the end. Let's get stuck into the game. So I'm really excited to continue on with this case because I'm enjoying it a lot. I've enjoyed all of the cases, which is not a surprise because I love these games and I tend to, really like all of them. But each one has been really unique and, in a really interesting kind of exciting context and exciting setting, and has had a very different sort of dynamic to it. So they've all been really enjoyable in their own way. But this one, it's as I've said, it feels like it's bringing everything together. But also the fact that we're in the, we're in the courthouse. We're not really in a courtroom per se, at least yet, but we're in this kind of court context, which is just, it's just where Ace Attorney belongs. It's just nice to be back here, and on top of that, we've got all of these younger versions of characters, which is incredible. I am so much enjoying seeing the younger Edgeworth in particular. Just to see him a little bit more insecure and a little bit looser is really interesting. And of course, I'm enjoying so many of our new characters. And the most interesting to me at the moment is Callisto, and I am still wondering if she might be the real Yatagarasu. That's kind of my weird theory at the moment. She could also be the murderer in this case because she has a clear, somewhat hidden past. I mean, she herself seemed to be hiding her past from us, and her past involves, as far as I can tell, the death of a sister, the murder of a sister. So she has an interesting revenge motive of some kind. Or she might just be a very interesting character that either way, I like her a lot. Murderer, justice, thief, I like her a lot. So what is to become of the trial into the Kodopian embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Ooh. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. Oh, I'm already having my debut, Francisca. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Oh, can I have it now? It would probably be useful now, please. So what do you think about the murder of the Kodopian embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety. An outrageous circus, right, sir? Sometimes Edgeworth, young Edgeworth here really has a bit of a, he's licking a bit of boot, you know what I mean? I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. Oh, look at he's bringing out his evil face. Jeez. Edgeworth, can you look at this face and honestly think that you are learning from a good, lawful person? You must be kidding. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Look, it's no shock that he's a terrible father, but no wonder Francisca is so desperate for love and attention, you know, in her weird ways. Oh, man. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rowell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. He's already learning how to manipulate, you know, people who are who hold power over him, or people who are senior, who have seniority over him. Like, just, you know, use strategic use of these phrases connected to their values. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Man. So he negs all of his children, all of his mentees. Papa? Why are you like this? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? He has no answer. He has no answer. Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Well, admittedly, I mean, you know, despite her daddy issues and all of that sort of stuff, Francisca has lived with this man for a very long time, or at least been around him for a very long time. And she of course understands how to manipulate and influence him as well. She's a smart cookie, despite her issues. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. That's sinister. That's a sinister thing to say in a sinister way. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. It feels like we are. It feels like we're trapped in an abusive relationship, you know? Edgeworth just doesn't... He just isn't at the point where he can see it and process it. We'll get there, Edgeworth. We'll get there. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Gumshoe! My man. You and I are going to be best buds, except I'm really going to show it in an extremely poor way. It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. Hang on, what was that? Oh, is that Francis? Wait, hey, wait. Oh no, don't go towards the green arrow. Don't go towards the green arrow. Oh, it's this. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judges' Trial Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And this is included in a journal. Hilarious. And it would appear that fried oysters are a favourite. I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. Well, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take his responsibility for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Oh, he doesn't want to be disturbed, remember? Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him for now. Oh, I kind of feel sorry for him now. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here for forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? I don't think that's the solution, Edgeworth. Like, if he's guarding the door, he's meant to be guarding the door. But surely, surely one of the many guards here, including the one who's asleep on the couch next to him, could swap for 5 minutes. No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm going to hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it cost as much to make that as it cost to build the courthouse itself. What was the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. It's so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Oh, we're agreed. We have the same mind, Francisca. Oh, no, too quick. This guy, please. He's having a good time. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I have to say, I kind of don't believe this about Edgeworth. I reckon he would love models. Even thinking about some of his interest in TV shows and things like that have come up over the years, thinking about the kinds of items that he's gone in his office, I actually think he would love to get into models. I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Well, you just don't understand joy, do you, Francisca? You want to, though. You want to. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father. So you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. That was an interesting way to refer to her. I can't stop the water, sir. It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. That doesn't make any sense because it won't stop the water coming out of the fountain. Like, you need a plumber. You need a plumber. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. I think you might be right on the money there. Ms. You! Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm a 13-year-old girl. I am Francisca von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Ooh. Yeah, I was like, she doesn't whip other women very much. Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Yeah, you really are. But I think you're pushing away trauma. I think that's what it is. I think you're pushing away dealing with, like a lingering, bad feelings from the terrible things that have happened to you. But yeah, well, I guess that's coming. I think we'll get there in this case, in fact, Miss Yu. So prepare yourself. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behaviour at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what is it you wanted to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. Hey, here we go. Mapping. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. So I did say, I think in the last episode, that at least one possibility I'm considering for this guy, he is obviously going to great lengths to create what he has so far successfully created. We've heard several people talk about where they've seen him during the crime. So he's gone to great lengths to create maybe several alibis for himself. Everyone saw him sitting for the whole time in the courtroom. He came and spoke to Miss Yu in this room that's conspicuously right next to the site of the murder itself, apparently. Maybe. And so, yeah. At least one theory I have is that maybe this is not actually Mr. Bad. Maybe it was somebody wearing a mask, because he has a very mask-like face. Let's look at it one more time. This already looks like someone who might be wearing a fake face. So, I don't know, I don't know. But if not, I suppose there's a few other possibilities. One is that he just played a role in the murder in some way that involved another person. It could also be that the actual part of this murder, like maybe the stabbing, happened earlier, and the body, I don't know. I at the moment I can't make sense of it, but it seems like there's a few potential things going on. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. But I have to say, I'm not sure how to feel about the way Callisto is acting. She should hate this person. Because surely at least her belief is he is the person who's responsible for her sister's death. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe she doesn't actually believe that. Maybe she didn't even like her sister. Maybe she was involved in her sister's death. I mean, there's so many ways that this could go. But given that these two are here kind of covering for each other in this moment, is it possible that actually she is either intentionally involved in the murder with him, or unintentionally involved in his alibi? I don't know. We're in just throwing theories out all over the place, just smacking things against the wall, and not even at the moment, being able to see if they stick. Just throwing theories around. But it's weird that she says things like, if you don't believe me, ask him yourself. Like, if this was a person that you intensely detested, because they, you believe they took away the life of a loved family member, it feels like you would be pretty openly antagonistic about them, and you would be very happy to see them accused of a crime. You were with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. All of this is just very, weirdly... It's just very weirdly guarded. Let's ask about Detective Bad. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. Look, On one hand, I never really know how these games are going to toy with me. And on one hand, you could go, all right, he's a very grisly looking guy. His name is literally bad, but it's not bad because he's bad at what he does. He's clearly quite good at what he does. He's a smart guy. He's a big guy. He's a strong guy. He's a grizzled sort of detective type. His name is bad. And now we learn that he was the one who was supposed to protect the victim in the previous case. You know, golly gosh, could he be the villain in this case? It's possible. But I have to say my feeling, like my vibes, is that he's not. My feeling is that he actually is a good detective. And I just don't suspect him in my gut. But she might. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. Oh, Francisco. It's curious that you even admit that. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. Even Francisco was shocked. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine. Really. I'm not. I'm crying on the inside. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. Bad does seem... I can imagine that Bad's kind of really motivated to catch the Yatagarasu, you know? Faraday, though. Kay's father. Again, what I've said previously is that I feel like the game is motioning towards trying to make you, you know, it's trying to set people up to believe that he is the original Yatagarasu. But again, in my gut, I just feel like that's not the case. Who knows? Not me. You probably know. I don't know. That's the truth of it. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Yes, what do you know about the Yatagarasu? We'll go through things in order, but I really, really want to know. Do we have anything new to present to her, though? Bloody bag. Ms. Yu, what do you think about this? No. Actually, Edgeworth, I'm interested in finding out what you think about it. I don't really know all that much about it. Then I don't really know all that much about it either. Sorry, I guess I can't be of any service. I shouldn't push her too much. She'll just start laughing again. Yeah. It's a bit much. Time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? Wasn't she with... I've forgotten his name. Good thing I've got these profiles here. Manny Cochin. Yeah, I thought she was with Manny Cochin at the time of the murder. It's a cool picture. She's so cool. We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. Okay, no, I I realized I was totally mistaken before. I was thinking, I don't know, like I'd forgotten what Manny Cochin's name was, and the B that was represented there in that room, of course, was B for bad, not Manny Cochin. But, but just before that, she had gone to speak to Manny Cochin, so something is up there. All right, so I can't really tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. Macrel. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Macrel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminal. Edgeworth. I know you're early in your career and your studies and all of that, but I mean, by now you should have surely a bit more of a sense. I mean, even criminals need defense lawyers, because it's about defending their particular positions, like, perhaps preventing, accusation of a harsher crime or punishment or something like that. Anyway, I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. Just seems like a very childish thing for someone who's in effectively the same profession to say. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. Don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Let's just say, Edgeworth, it's very, it's strange to hear, someone who is a prosecutor saying things like this. Don't put words in my mouth. I'd said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Yeah, it was a bit much. It was a bit, because you're dunking all defense lawyers. I know that's sort of part of the game, obviously, that, okay, it's a big part of the game that obviously there's this very, explosive competition between defense lawyers and prosecutors, but at the same time, surely, and in fact, I know Edgeworth himself has talked about this in other games, the importance of the balance between the two. So maybe that's a sense he develops over time as he matures. Monsieur, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, Alright then. Perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? I guess I'm not. Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. She takes it as a compliment. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the yatagarasu? I have to say I have never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. So I mean, you know, like obviously she could just be someone who's interested in what they do and it perhaps even has a certain sympathy for them, but this also could be because she is the yatagarasu, and so she is proud of their mission, their agenda. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. That's an extra interesting angle to this, is if she is the yatagarasu, she also then benefits in her regular career as a defense lawyer. Huh. Sounds like Monsieur is profiting nicely. Yeah, that's just what I thought, Edgeworth. That's just what I thought. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Monsieur. Oh, I think that's the perfect place to pry further, but okay. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Miles Edgeworth, yes? What is the meaning of this bulletin board? Calm down, Francisca. Why are there so few trials posted? It would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Rell's trial. Is the crime rate really so low in this country? Kind of. Or maybe the police lack the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals. I'm afraid I can't comment on that. However, I can say I have my doubts about the younger detectives. Sounds to me like they're in need of a stricter hand. And I'll start my discipline regimen with that pathetic, filthy coated detective. Ouch. I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can find no suitable reason to stop her. Well, you know, just principles, just solidarity with her. Oh! Hopefully I can go back and... Yeah. Okay, good. But then again, maybe I should look in here before speaking to Gumshoe, since we can go back and forth, actually. Oh, it's a bit... A little bit, it's having trouble loading the scene moving, interestingly. It's really wouldn't expect that to be much of an effort. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? What sort of course I'm man enough. Very weird kind of half brother and sister relationship between these two. Or very typical, I don't know. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I never. I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Any day now I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francisca, I'll eat my cravat. Can we go up? Oh my god! Judge Edgeworth! Yes! This is correct! Someday, Edgeworth. Someday you probably will be judge. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I think you can tell by the entire room, like the entire desk and everything about this room. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. I think many people have had similar dreams. Oh! We've been behind each bench. What an achievement. The judge's chair. It must be wonderful to be able to sit the whole time. Yes, as opposed to us... As opposed? Opposed? As opposed to us prosecutors and defense attorneys who have to stand. I think it'd only be fair if the judge had to stand the whole time too. His honour is an old man. He should be afforded some comforts. Fine, if he can enjoy his chair, but he'll share in our pain through my lashes. I mean, that's true. I fear for the judge if Francisca were to ever become a real prosecutor. Fear for everyone. Fear for all. Well, we haven't been behind this bench, but I guess that doesn't count. Oh. Is that just Francisca? I thought it was one that didn't have a check next to it though. Nope. Yeah, maybe it's just Francisca. Okay. I think we've covered it all. Yeah. Anything on the other side? I mean, it did say behind all benches, and yet I literally hadn't been behind them. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. Jeez, Francisca. There are others beside the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these, or you will be sorry. I'll keep that in mind. Alright. Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Youch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is. Oh, Edgeworth, so young, naive and innocent about the the fidelity of the legal system. That's right. Hey pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so even had you not requested me to, detective. Me. Do we have anything? Again, well... Bloody bag? No, I'd like to ask you a little about this. I'm not saying a peep, pal, because I'm not the killer, okay? You misunderstand. I wasn't going to ask you about that. All I've ever wanted to do was become a detective, pal, so I'd never want to be a killer. It seems that he doesn't want to talk about anything unrelated to his predicament. Yeah. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing. Why did I say exact? Exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Harsh! Harsh! That's a really harsh reading. During the recess, like I have to say, Francisca has actually shown, in some ways she's shown sort of more humanity and sympathy to a lot of the people that we've been talking to than Edgeworth has. You claimed to be standing guard in front of the door to Lobby 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Yes, important question. Oh, earlier at around 3:20 and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. Oh, sometimes I feel like Detective Bad is being set up, not being set up within the, the context of the game, but being set up by the writers of the game, being positioned, you know what I mean, as the villain. There are just some things that make me concerned about that, because it would make perfect sense in a way for this character to be the villain, and at the end we get them and they go to jail, and this could even become where Detective Gumshoe, for for crazy ass reasons, because there should be some other people. But it could be that this is where Gumshoe, you know, essentially gets promoted to his position or something like that. Yeah, but oh man, at this stage I don't want him to be. I don't want him to be. At this stage I want Manny to be the criminal. Manny's just a nice convenient criminal, right? Like, just, you know. But we'll see. It's because Bad is likable to me at the moment. Bad is a likable, grizzled detective, and I sort of want him to be passionate about solving cases and doing things like, you know, being passionate about finding the Yatagarasu and stuff like that. Not to be a bad guy. Anyway, today's trial took a really crazy turn. But ultimately, however things turn out will be fun and interesting. That's the main thing. So it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, like I you know, when you're playing these games, you develop these little you know, these sort of interests in different characters in different ways. And at the moment, that's just where my personal little emotional chess set is placed. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. See, that could genuinely be the reason. It could be that actually Bad suspected Faraday could be at risk. Yeah. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ooh, that was a cute little animation. Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah, wait, you can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Hoo. Now, if anything is currency in Ace Attorney games, it's an envelope. Ah, hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. And also, if he was a suspect, why isn't this being confiscated? Ah, annual bonus check within $5 total, except there is no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. He cashed it today. I'm thinking about those vending machines, and I'm thinking about Faye. Faye. I'm thinking about Kay coming to change some money for us. So that envelope, and again, like so far my best theory about what Gumshoe is hiding is that he's hiding that he saw our little child version of Kay, and he doesn't want to incriminate a kid. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this, don't worry. We'll throw it away for you later. How could you? I hope we're not actually keeping this. It's special to him. Like, let's just make notes on it and give it back. Literally, he said, this is an important point. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Yeah. It felt like when he was saying that was an important point that we'll come back to later. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. And I can imagine that, you know, this is just one of many ways that this could play out, but it may be that Kay had originally asked him to change money. He had nothing, and so she came to us. But at the same time, that if that happened kind of just before this crime happened, essentially, where was the time for Detective Gumshoe to go and cash a check? I don't know. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Oh, I see. No. I mean, I do. Oh, we don't have. Okay, we've got no. I thought we were being asked to do a logic before we did anything, but no. Okay, so we actually have to present this. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. Well, there literally is a massive line of ants. Edgeworth, just go in for the kill. Just go for it. Shake it out of him. He's hiding something for good, sweet reasons because he's a good, sweet man. But he's hiding it nonetheless, and we must reach in to his heart and yank it out. We must do it. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Are we going to do that right now? Because we... Ack! You! There we go. Right on time. No! I hope that wasn't terrible. That probably... Wow, look at Edgeworth. He looks really injured. He looks really injured. Yeah, anyway, sorry. I know that might come out terribly in the microphone, so I don't want to do that too loud. Oh! What did she drop? How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Ah, Swiss roll data. Courthouse special, Swiss rolls. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl, says courthouse special on it. I'm already feeling like obviously we're going to need to show that she got money to get something from the vending machine, therefore was in the hallway, and the courthouse special text will be, or data, will be part of how we say you specifically got it from this vending machine, not from another shop somewhere else. It's I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, everybody. Yes. I'm feeling confident. So if I'm wrong later, I'll concede that, but I feel like so close to 100% on this one. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Yes, but also maybe just question her. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Oh, it's bugging me so much that we can't... It's not even about questioning the judge. Like, of course we should question the judge, but we should also... whether it's questioning the judge directly, we need to scrutinize the judge's statement, you know? I probably should have talked to, I don't know, you know, Gumshoe again there or something like that, but I'm just really keen to come and look at the hallway now. And also, I'm also thinking, like, so obviously here, they didn't let us look at these ants before, and sometimes that's just because it's like the cat in the previous case. It's just a little environmental, spice. It's just an interesting little thing. They didn't let us look at these ants before, or at least they didn't let us. I can't remember. Maybe they let us look at the ants, but they didn't let us look at what the ants were going for. But either way, I am wondering if obviously the ants are important because they're going to a sweet thing that was dropped that'll be important, and if this window is important, I can't see how, even if it is important, I guess the obvious thing to think is, that so much of this whole thing rests on Gumshoe's testimony that he was here at this door the entire time, and maybe actually the whole thing with the reveal of Kay and the vending machine will be that she distracted Gumshoe, maybe even so much that he ran off to cash his check to get money for her because he's a sweetie pie, so she could get a sweetie pie or a Swiss roll. And then the killer was able to just come through the window here, go into defendant lobby number 2, commit 2 murders, and get out again. But that would mean that the judge was either mistaken in some kind of incredible way or is a liar, and maybe even a murderer. Okay, so did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. He's such a little man. He's such a little Santa Claus. Adorable. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. I'm just doing my duty as a defender of the law. Suspicious. I'm so suspicious of you, Judge. And he doesn't even have a name. He's just Judge. Like, who is he, This is one of the reasons why it just sort of feels narratively like he's not going to be a villain, because he's not a person, you know what I mean? He's just Judge. He's just generic Judge. That'll be all for now. Oh, whoops, I clicked that away too quickly. Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends that I have to tie up. I suppose I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Okay. Thought just in case he said something important there that I missed. God, I love Detective Bad's whole jacket and look. His Swiss cheese jacket. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? Yes, I am. My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. I've been practicing my bow and I've been practicing my curtsy, and I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma. Oh, that went too fast. Recommended by Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Ms. Jen... Oh, genius. Okay, I was like, what's the Jen coming from? Genius. Ugh. I bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Ms. Von Karma, Your Honor. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Ms. Jean. So, I feel like perhaps the joke is that he's saying a real mouthful here. Maybe it comes across better in the Japanese than it does in the English. Or I'm not understanding something. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Yeah, it was probably just these long titles. Yeah. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh ho. Very well then, I shall call you Ms. Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Go to town! Go to town on him, Edgeworth. I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. I would like to ask him 100 questions. Alright, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. Did I mention I'm a defender of the law? I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. What about the judge's exact movements? Alright, let's look at things before we... Are you going to let me look at the ants? Yes, look how important this is, of course. They didn't let us look at any of this before, which is why I kind of disregarded it. And it was before the crime anyway. But it's so important. And look, it goes directly across to another room. So let's say if somebody were to, like, perhaps somebody could jump across, like a great thief, but also somebody could actually, say shoot somebody across here. It would be crazy I can't imagine how you would cover up a crime scene like that. But, just a possibility. We've got line of sight. We've got potential, room to room or building to building movement here. We've also got visibility, so it could be that there was a witness there who looked through the window. It could also be that somebody threw something from one building to another or one room to another. I'm not sure if these are connected in the same building or not. So this is so many possibilities that come from this. Let's look at this. Is it a candy wrapper? What is this? It's a pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. Now I can't remember. Did Kay have a balloon before? It seems like a balloon, right? This is what a piece of broken balloon looks like. So did she have a balloon and the balloon got potentially shot? Or something else? Thank you very much. Yes. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. Francisca, try. Try. But the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Ack! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Hilarious. Can we look at the plant? What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. That's so funny, Edgeworth. What did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Dun dun dun! Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. This is so funny. Just the nature of this conversation is so funny, the way that it's played out. And I know that realistically this cactus probably is related, but I so desperately, from the conversation that just took place, want for this game to make this a complete red herring, because that would make this is now my dream for this game. This is my whole goal for this playthrough has changed to this cactus turning out to be nothing, turning out to just be a furphy, because that would mean that this conversation is all just about Edgeworth stubbornly and for no real reason wanting this to be an important piece of evidence. You know what I mean? And if it turns out that it's not, oh my god, I would be so satisfied. I would be so happy. But I know it probably won't turn out that way, but I really hope it does. Potted cactus sitting on the hallway windowsill. Its needles are dangerous. And also because it might also be related to him. It's because if that were to be the case, his insistence on trying to turn this into an important piece of evidence could very much be related to him feeling so silly for having reached out and pricked himself on a cactus for, just him trying to cover up his foolishness by insisting that this must be a piece of evidence. The fact that it says its needles are dangerous is really funny. But of course this probably relates to somebody getting into the window. And of course, like already my dreams are being dashed because I know that this is related to the balloon. It's the thing that pricked the balloon. Okay. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on exactly how it is related. Oh my god, please somehow make this unrelated. Please let us have this piece of evidence even into our next case, all the way to the end of the game. And then only comment on it then. Like have him silently think about it, like, oh, I'm so glad nobody raised this piece of evidence again. and sort of forced me to admit that it was unimportant and that I just made a silly mistake. I so want that to be the case. I can look outside, however I doubt the killer could have escaped through here. Of course not, this is the 3rd floor after all. It appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out. But just in the lower half. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? Yeah, that's how I feel too. I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. I've completely forgotten what that's in reference to. So we've looked at the bars, we've looked at the window. The ants. Finally, the ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Wouldn't it be amazing if it turns out that the ants carried away evidence? Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants. The same goes for you, Franziska. Alright. Dun dun dun! The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Franziska. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. It looks exactly like a handprint. It looks like a child's handprint. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Yes, sir. I've got the results. Oh, that was so quick. How long have we been standing here waiting? I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And? Do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, eh? I thought they were like a child size. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Left on the hallway bench, dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. What has gone on here then? Like it's no surprise, that he might have gotten something from the vending machine and ended up with sticky hands, but how does this relate to the window and the balloon and the cactus? And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Let's look at bench. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants. Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought. I'm sorry. He also regrets it. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. We've been talking about the ants over and over and over again, Franziska. Oh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here is a whole hill of them. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants... Both of them are taking their frustration out on him, even in his complete absence. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. Yes, tell me what the ants are eating. Thank you. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. No, it wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. No. Okay, I suspect that's it for this area. I don't know why Gumshoe appears to have sweet hands that have touched some kind of sweet. There's a piece of Swiss roll here that could indicate he was eating a Swiss roll. But of course, Kay is the one who had the Swiss roll wrapper. Were they sharing a Swiss roll? Not unthinkable, but I think that's that for here. Let's check in on our logic. I'm sure we've got many more pieces, but oh god, there's so much. Okay, the lobby number 2 window. The scent of flowers is in the air. Oh, that's important. That's important. Pink piece of trash. Can we already connect to these, I wonder? I mean, I know I can connect them. Of course I'll be disappointed. Yeah, if the windowsill cactus turns out to be important. I know it is. I just want it not to be so much. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe it is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to her friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. I mean, I wonder if it was something like Kay had the balloon popped on the cactus, she was upset, Gumshoe tried to make her feel better by buying her a Swiss roll. He didn't have the money for it though, so he went to cash his $5 check. She went to solve the problem herself by getting... No, she already had money. She had coins. And she got a note from us. Isn't that how it went? I don't know. Okay. But this... So we've got... I'm just taking note of what they're actually mentioning. Found on the floor. A hill of ants are attracted to their sweet scent. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's anything to say there. Well, we haven't looked at any of this with Francisca, so there are no signs that the fire extinguisher was used in the crime. If you could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it? Francisca, let's not try to rush absolute genius. He's making a most ridiculous face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but to a Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. I don't know, maybe we should look behind it. What have you got to say, dusting man? Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we know all the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. But can we at least hear whose fingerprints are here? Because there might still be someone, you know, that shouldn't be there. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. Oh, harsh. He's just looking. It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. Oh, hang on, is this like now a generic message that we're getting? And yet we have something important right next to us. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Finally! We knew this vending machine was going to be of critical importance right from the start. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're off. Oh, $6. $6. And Gumshoe's check would have only gotten him $5. They're awfully overpriced. So he wouldn't have been able to afford anything here by the looks of it. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. It finally makes sense now why she would have wanted to cash the note, because as I said before, I mean, Japanese vending machines will take anything. They take a note, not a very, very large note, but they'll take most notes, they'll take coins. So it didn't make any sense to me. I knew that she needed it for the vending machine, but it didn't make any sense to me that she wanted it a note. No, but it still doesn't make sense. Hang on, because I'm still thinking that the weird thing about what she asked for is that she had coins and she got them changed for a note. No, it still doesn't make sense. What I was going to say is that if Gumshoe only had $5, was she changing her money so that she could give him the extra dollar he needed to get a Swiss roll? But if she had coins, that just doesn't make sense to me. Unless something very weird is going on here where this doesn't take coins, which would be a bit crazy, but I mean, that could be one of the weird things going on here. I was wondering about that myself. No, because this is for coins, yeah? This is for coins. And it would give change as well. Or like Japanese vending machines do all of this. They give change. You could put notes in, they would give change. You can put coins in, they would give change. And it even accepts credit card. Yeah, nothing here is $5 or under though. But the Swiss rolls are the cheapest thing. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Stay neutral, as the Swiss do it until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2. They come in packs of 2. They did get Swiss rolls to share. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, that was funny that they used the the little explosion sound there, which is normally when you have put forward evidence that turns out to be, when you get a penalty. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. Yes, this is what happened. I feel somehow that this is what happened. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. She wants it. Orange juice. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. With because it's citrus, acidic. Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne. Oh! What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in a Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled. Oh, it's so funny that they're playing around. They're making these jokes with the, with the sounds and the common sort of mechanics of the game. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? She likes this one. Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got it so thoroughly mad and am now utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Yeah, she wants beef jerky. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. To be honest, this is actually the one I think that works best out of all of them. It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. But it won't let us look at any of these parts, interestingly. Okay, I think that's that. Can I look at the recycle bin? Nope. Alright, judge, it's time. Not sure if I should talk to Bad before the judge, but no, whatever. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Oh, I suddenly... because I got the vending machine... No, that was evidence, not logic, right? Hang on. The vending machine is... Oh no, the vending machine was logic. So I was thinking I should have actually gone back to my logic to potentially make a connection. But, alright, hang on, I do have a bunch of new evidence, so what can I do here? That is just that. Hey, we can look at the Swiss roll. Courthouse special Swiss rolls. Is this being sold somewhere on the premises? I don't recall seeing a restaurant of any sort in this courthouse. I somehow doubt you'd find junk food like this on the restaurant menu, Francisca. Well then, where do they sell these things, huh? A convenience store, I suppose? Well, I'm sure there's no convenience store in this courthouse, Miles Edgeworth. Yeah, where in the world did this come from? We just looked at the vending machine. We just looked at it. We can't do anything more with that. We can't do anything more with that. Okay, fair enough. Now we know. Where were you at the time of the murder? Oh, look at his face. Do you suspect me of something? Yes. No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well. You may continue with your testimony. Oh, he's got a weapon. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in trial run by this judge. Well, first off... Oh, no, present. We're waggling our finger at the judge. Well, we're not waggling it, we're pointing. Or we're presenting. We're presenting our finger to the judge. Today's trial may have ended abruptly, but we will meet again. Ho ho ho, I'm looking forward to that day, Mr. Edgeworth. When I become a prosecutor, you might even see me in your courtroom a few times. I hope you will treat me with an even greater respect than now. I only ask that you please do not bring a whip into my courtroom. I'm afraid that issue is not up for negotiation. As long as the whip can't reach his seat, I'm sure His Honor will be safe. I think. It can and it will. Time of the murder. Finally! Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. Oh, he looks sad. He's sad about being old. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. So that was his vantage point? Huh. I see. Well, this is ridiculous, Judge. That is the window to the men's restroom. So you were just doing a really long wee. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. It's quite funny to me that just regular people coming into this courthouse and, like grabbing a beef jerky at the vending machine might be able to look to the side and see a judge, weeing. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. There we go. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. But you can't see everything in the hallway from there, surely. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. I've actually just thought of another possibility for Faye and the money. Alright, possible explanation for Faye changing coins to a note is that because I was just thinking about the judge's limited visibility through this window, and I was thinking about the cop here on his hands and knees looking under the vending machine, saying that he thinks there's $5 under there. $5, a $5 note, could very well, of course, be Gumshoe's $5, his precious first $5 note that he got as a bonus. Somehow he drops it, it goes under the machine, he can't get it. Faye, wanting this man to have his money, takes coins that she has, gets them changed into a note so that she can go, here you go, I found your precious $5 note. That could be, at least finally, this might not be it, but at least I finally thought of something that makes sense to me about why you would change coins to notes. Okay. I'm very pleased with this. This could be it. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. Okay, I get it. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Oh. Okay. I feel like we left that one rather quickly. I feel like we could have done a lot more questioning about his view, timing, all sorts of things. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Ho, ho, ho. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Courtmas. Well, on that note, I'm so supremely pleased with the progress that we've made in this episode. I will leave this episode here, but two major things I'm super pleased with. One is that we finally got to question the judge, and I think it has crystallized some things for me. And second of all is that they finally let us look at these ants, and that the ants matter. I knew that the ants would matter, and it really bothered me. Well, I at least strongly suspected, and I was disappointed that it didn't let us look at the ants before. And now we've gained so many interesting insights into this case. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and following along with this playthrough. I hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.